We're almost 2 weeks into the hurricane season, so now is the time to prepare, especially during these hot, dry days. Joining me live this morning to show us how to protect you and your property is Rodney Washington, a water damage expert and owner of United Water Restoration Group. Rodney, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. You're joining us live from Missouri City, outside our home, to walk us through the steps that we need to take in order to prepare for flood conditions.
Absolutely, I am. So thank you, Zach, for having me. When I think about preparing for different events in the Houston area, the first thing comes to mind is preparing for the the freezing events that we deal with a lot. And you got things like wrapping your pipes and shutting down your sprinklers and all these different things to prevent the loss from happening. When it comes to flooding, it's really hard to prevent the loss from happening. So what you want to try to do is be proactive about minimizing the damage that can come to your property if you have that flood damage in your home. So what we've done at United Water of Missouri City, we've come up with a real short acronym here that we call R.E.A.D.Y. And basically what R.E.A.D.Y is just an easy way to remember some of the things that we need to do. So if I've got a little time, I'll just kind of run down some of these, Zach, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it, sir.
So the R stands for, awesome. So the R stands for research and know your risk. So what you need to do is go out there and determine whether or not you're in a flood plain. You can find that on the FEMA websites or different sites like that. If you are in a floodplain, you need to make sure you have the proper coverage. Now, the reality of it is when you buy a home in a floodplain, most likely you're going to be required to have that flood insurance anyway. But for the off chance that you are in a scenario where you don't for some reason, contact your agent and make sure you have the right coverage. Next, we want to talk about emergency supplies and evacuation plan. You need to have emergency supplies. You need to have your waters, your non-perishable foods. If you've got medications that need to be temperature controlled, make sure you have coolers and things set up so that that medication can all be stored away and ready to go, but in the right temperatures. Evacuation plan is something that everyone in your family needs to know and understand where we're going in the event of we're evacuating the home. A meetup spot, if you guys are all separated, have a spot where you can all meet up. The alert system. Let's sign up for all the alert system as possible. Harris County Flood Control District has a really cool system where you can get notifications on rain and also water levels. I'm not sure if Fort Bend or some of the surrounding counties have anything similar, but you can check that out on Google to see if they do. Documents. I think everyone hears this all the time when you're preparing for flooding and hurricanes. Make sure you got the proper documents ready. Your social security cards, your passports, birth certificates, copies of your insurance policy. You want to have these things at your disposal. You can grab them if you need be. The optimal thing is if you can have it in a digital format. That way you can access it on the cloud no matter where you are. And then finally, this one's a little bit different. Your proactive partnership. And what I mean by this is, for your viewers, how many of them have experienced water damage, flooding or anything in these natural disasters, and they're unable to contact anyone? They can't get anyone on the line. So the proactive partnership is something we've come up with at United Water of Missouri City that allows you to, if your viewers are able to reach out to us now, get in touch with us now, we'll have you on a list, and what we'll do is we'll reach out to you. We'll reach out to you in those events to make sure you have all the needs that you need taken care of. We've got a list of service providers that we work with, so if there's needs that we don't particularly do, we can get you in contact with people that do those things. Okay, so that's ready, guys. It's all about being proactive. I'll show you a couple of things in the van, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so the van's not the prettiest right now. It's actually working van. So there's equipment in here. Some of this is the equipment we use to actually do the drying. I've got it hidden back there behind there, but that's something called a dehumidifier. That's our workhorse. That's what's going to do the drying when you have moisture and things in your home. These deals right here are called air movers, and they're moving air around just like they're described. All these things work together for the drying process. This is another piece of equipment called an air scrubber. What it's doing is getting any particulates and things out of the air if there's dust and things flowing around, or if you got mold claims and stuff like that. So these all work together during that drying process. It's a pretty cool thing to see when it's going on. But in terms of preparing for your flooding, so If you got a 2-story home, one of the things I definitely recommend is you going upstairs and moving your furniture upstairs. But I got these things, he's zoomed in on them. These things are styrofoam blocks that we use during the water mitigation process. We'll lift your contents and sit these on the blocks and get them up out of the water. Interesting bit of information. When you think of flooding, a lot of people are always thinking, you know, flood all the way up to the ceiling. You see people going down in the water in their boats and different things like that on the news. And that's a reality when flood happens. But there's another interesting thing that can happen with flooding. You can have up to 1 inch of water throughout the entirety of your home, and that can cause upwards to $30,000 worth of damage. So these little simple things like this can get your contents up and at least minimize that exposure if you are suffering from flood damage. Last bit of information I will say, if you are in a situation where the media, the alert systems are telling you to evacuate, then please evacuate, okay? But before you leave that home, if you've got a water intrusion coming in, we recommend that you shut the power off. If you don't know how to shut your power off, again, contact United Water Restoration Group of Missouri City. We'll put you in contact with some of our service providers, and they'll come out and show you exactly how to shut that power off. All right.
Rodney, for people looking
Zach,
to
get in touch, for me?
Yeah, for people looking to get in touch with you, sir, how can they go about doing so?
Okay, so they can contact us at 281-867-6610. All right, and our website is uwrgmissouricity.com. You can look us up that way as well. Reach out to us. We'll be glad to answer those questions. And like I said before, that proactive plan, that ready plan, give us a holler so we can get you on that list, and we'll be contacting you if you're in need of our services.
Rodney Washington, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.